Tank, he got the power, and he got the equalizer. Anything can happen with Tank. But Tank give away a lot of rounds.
Big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
Chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys.
Following the release of Tank's striking new appearance, Curmel Moton issues a strong warning to Lamont Roach, telling him to think twice before rematching with Gervonta Davis. Curmel underlined that Gervonta is a formidable opponent due to his strength and talent. He reminds everyone that Tank's reputation as the face of boxing is well-deserved, and that when he enters the ring, anything may happen. According to Moton, replacing Davis in the rematch is a significant risk.
I put the pressure, got some skills itself, and I feel like it's gonna be a great fight. I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him. So, we're gonna see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm going to prove it.
Recent training videos of Gervonta Davis are generating a lot of interest. In a short video from the gym, his physical attributes alone indicate danger. He is clearly more muscular and moves with explosive speed and concentration. He strikes with frightening accuracy and intensity with every punch. People quickly pick up on the fact that Davis isn't only exercising. He's getting ready to rule. He is obviously not taking the impending rematch lightly, as evidenced by his fierce form. Curmel Moton offers a unique and intimate perspective from his sparring sessions with Gervonta Davis. Having seen personally the intensity Davis brings to the ring, he remembers the encounter with caution and respect. It was more than simply strength. It was time, accuracy, and pressure that overcame him. Curmel witnessed Tank methodically defeating adversaries and putting them in survival mode. He gained a good idea of why even seasoned fighters find it difficult to defeat Davis after that session. It demonstrated the mental and physical strain of dealing with someone who is so determined and unrelenting.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me. Like, you coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going he was using the speed on me. Like, we was both like going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm I got all this hype around me too.
Curmel once stated interest in taking on Davis before the champion hangs up his gloves. Even though he was aware of the dangers, it was about putting himself to the test against one of the most complete fighters in the sport. Not about ego. Curmel realized that he would be exposed if he faced someone as prestigious as Gervonta. The mindset of a fighter who embraces difficulty and respects excellence enough to want to meet it head-on is reflected in that desire, despite the danger.
He is a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's what, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two. So he'll be 30. Technically it'll be like him fighting Loma. Loma's 36. Or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now, my upcoming fights. Take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he ain't want to be around that much longer though. From what he said, take care of not Devin no more. He don't even want to fight Devin no more. But Shakur, what's he said, Tiafimo? I think he said he wanted to retire, but who knows?
It is not insignificant that Curmel and Davis are frequently compared. Instead of taking offense, Curmel sees it as a recognition of his development. It says volumes about his potential to be listed with a world-renowned artist like Gervonta. He understands that Davis has emerged as a key character in contemporary boxing, a name known for his regularly exciting performances as well as his titles. Curmel is held to such a high level by that contrast.
A lot of people compare you to Tank. When you hear that, like when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever the case is, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as like a compliment. When I was an amateur, I used to take it as a compliment. But they comparing me to Tank, he faced the boxing, like the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, and make my own name.
De La Hoya, a successful and experienced voice, has added his thoughts on the impending match, while acknowledging Lamont Roach's skill and technical prowess. He speaks candidly about Davis. According to De La Hoya, Roach faces a completely different degree of ring intelligence and violence. From his perspective, Tank's intensity and explosiveness make this matchup risky, even though Lamont may be excellent.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any.
Prior to the rematch, Frank Martin provided an open analysis. Although he appreciates Lamont's skill set, he anticipates that the evening will not be simple. According to Martin, Roach will be steadily dismantled by Davis's mix of strength and ring control. He thinks Roach will be forced into survival mode by Gervonta's constant pressure. Martin's perspective is based on an awareness of the psychological and physical toll that a tenacious fighter like Davis takes right from the start.
They're trying to get that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no. Roach is a decent fighter, but Tank on dog him. Tank on dog him. For sure.
Interview the contribution of Steven Espinoza broadens the conversation. According to him, Davis performs best in the 135-pound bracket because his speed and power are ideal. Davis has competed at 140, but his true dominance is at lightweight. Espinoza also discloses the backstage problems with big fights, like the one involving Shocker Stevenson, when deeper contractual problems caused negotiations to fail. Espinoza is nevertheless optimistic about Davis's future and star potential.
For sure.
Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions of why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. But why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking at the beginning.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, look, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, you know, of Canelo, the bar is always high. You know, when you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, you know, people expect a lot from you. You know, there were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, you know, early on, like back early, you know, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
You know, I just think there were, you know, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, you know, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, you know, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, you know, and so he's got his deal, you know, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, you know, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, you know, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. You know, overall, I think 135 is his best one.
Training is not a typical activity in Davis's camp. Rather, it is a display of power. One instance in particular caught our attention. Even experienced coaches were shocked when he apparently downed a sparring partner with a single blow. Tank's power frequently overwhelms fighters during training, just as it does on battle night. Thus, it's not uncommon. He is aiming for a statement victory in the rematch, as evidenced by his razor-sharp focus. This time, he's getting ready to make a statement as well as win.
Once Tank felt a little more power, you actually really think that Lamont could take Gervonta's power?
I don't think anybody could take his power. You know he knocked out heavyweights?
I was there.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he really I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? That's what he said.
Should be happening.
Because he asked me, how does a 135-pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not get in there with me. That's it. That's how they do it.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
Huh?
Were you shocked?
I was just like, man, he better not do that shit to me.
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he did. You told me that, right?
Keep it a beat, yeah.
No, it happened.
What you doing, bro? You ready? Want to see me?
Yeah.
One of the most complete fighters of our time, because of that, which is part of what sets him apart. That concludes today's video. Be sure to check back for the next one.